The 488. The spider joint. And you know we gotta cut the heads off these snakes, right?
Summer 18 is about to be a hot one, motherfuckers. You know what the fuck you just clicked on. We back in this bitch.
Like we never left.
It's the Stay Tuned podcast. I'm back here once again, your host with the most, Johnny Curry, and get at me, JONYKURIAN. My name is my motherfucking name. Yeah.
NATEJACKSON. That's just the father of your baby mama's mama. Dog, I am educated right now. And I feel different. I don't know why, but I do. I got my diploma 3 days ago. I feel different than I do now.
Hey, round of applause for Nate Jackson getting that college degree.
It took a long time, but mama made it.
All right, you already know what it is.
It's your boy Young Sterls, your boy Young Pascal, Mike Lowry, Young Skeet on the beat. We ain't here.
For all the people who don't know, we are recording this right now, Tuesday. It's around 10:22 p.m. And about an hour and a half ago, Twitter was set ablaze. And Sterling don't even really know why. Nate, do you want to tell him or should I?
That's all you. Story of Adidon.
So,
I don't even know how to pronounce that shit.
Yeah, that's a hella weird name. But that really be some Drake shit. Anyway, Sterling, I don't know if you've been keeping up, but Pusha T and Drake have been going back and forth on this little beef from last week. The origin story actually started 2 years ago on a track called Exodus 23-1 by Pusha T. For those who don't know, Drake then responded with Two Birds, One Stone. The first diss.
That was what it was.
The first diss was pretty much starting all the way back with Cash Money Records, claiming that Birdman, aka Baby, was pretty much cutting half the checks off from Lil Wayne and Drake. And back in 2015, everybody thought Pusha T was jumping out the window being crazy, talking about some shit he didn't know about. All of a sudden, we fast forward to 2018, and that shit's hella true. We looking at Lil Wayne, he's still on tour trying to get some of his money back because Birdman took $120 million from him. And Drake's about to go through the same shit, actually currently is going through the same shit too. But to bring it back to that other track that Drake responded to with Two Birds, One Stone, Drake claimed that Pusha T didn't actually sell the amount of cocaine that Pusha claims he does on a lot of his tracks. So we bring it back all the way to right now, Duppy Freestyle and Infrared.
Duppy Freestyle, to me, I gotta pull up the lyrics again for Duppy Freestyle because I want to really get into each individual bar. If you're gonna get into it, we're gonna get into it. But for my first reaction to Duppy Freestyle, it seemed like a lot of the same shit that he was saying before about coming at Pusha's reputation for whatever the drug kingpin he puts him out to be, saying that he was just a corner boy, just a regular nigga selling drugs in the high school, whatever the regular nigga you probably bought weed from a high school was, and not the kingpin that Push put himself out to be. It sounds like a lot of the same shit. Damn. Yeah,
here's my thing about Duppy Freestyle. You can't really call it a diss track on Pusha if half the time you dissing Ye. If you really going at Pusha, go at Pusha. Don't split that shit 50-50. The thing that bothered me about...
That's what Drake does, though.
Yeah, but that's because he couldn't find the juicy gossip on Pusha like he could Meek. And this is the thing that I really want to say about this whole Twitter landscape. People be so quick to get their shots off on somebody and kick them while they're down. They don't really get the time to actually look through and analyze the music when it comes out. I swear to God, the hour Duppy Freestyle dropped, everybody on Twitter, Instagram, all that was talking about, oh, Pusha T dead. Oh, Drake's Pusha T's daddy, all this shit. Now we looking at it, shit's a little bit different. So let's go back and take a look at the lyrics. 50% of this shit was about Kanye. And then the shit that he was trying to say about Pusha wasn't even accurate. Drake, you've never sold an 8-ball of cocaine in your life. Who are you to judge about how much weight Pusha T's moved? That's the best you could come up with? Let's keep it real, y'all. The only reason why Back to Back was crazy is because Drake had dirt on Meek. Drake can't get dirt on Pusha because Drake doesn't have dirt on Pusha.
Is it? Are we sure he's lying about what he's saying though? Like, are we sure what he? Because Push has put himself out to be, I don't know if I'll say kingpin, but he's put him selling coke and him doing whatever he did before is a big part of what he put himself out to be. And if what Drake's saying is true and he's out here being fraudulent, that is kind of a big deal.
Well, I don't know if this is just me being old. I mean, I'm only 23, but God forbid, I guess I'm old in this rap game now. I don't know if y'all remember this, but in 2009, on tour, the Clips got caught on drug charges because Pusha T was trapping on tour. And then his manager ended up getting charged for $10 million worth. And that happened in 2009. So, I mean, the evidence is there.
I know, because I read Mouse's book about growing up and everything. And Mouse is talking about how he actually introduced Push into the selling drug game. And he talks about how, like, Push went away for some little excursion. He was out for a few months. And it came back, and Mouse talking about how he created a monster, and Push selling coke became like his whole life, and like that became like a big deal for it. I just want to make sure everybody knows that like that what Push put himself out to be, he has a little bit behind him to actually back that, and not just listen to what Drake says. It's like, oh shit, Push been lying for years, because there's a little bit to say that he has.
Yeah, no, there's solid evidence. The Clips got caught on tour for drug charges, and the manager ended up having to take the hit for that. But it's because Pusha was trapping the whole time. So, for all these people that's saying that Drake might be right with those claims, I mean, all you have to do is just do a little bit of research. But I remember living through that shit. Drake's having to reach for lies at this point to try to get some dirt on Pusha. And because he couldn't get some dirt on Pusha, he had to go reach for Ye. Which, I mean, Ye's low-hanging fruit at this point. Easy target. Stupid easy target.
For Drake, a lot of his tactics isn't necessarily to hurt whoever he's talking to. He's not trying to get at you. He's trying to get at these fans, these niggas on Twitter who just gonna follow whatever Drake says, and it's gonna be like, oh shit. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. People on Twitter gonna be like, oh shit, Push yada yada yada, Push yada yada yada. He's over. He's killed now, because Drake knows how he can easily manipulate them, and that's the ammo he fights with. That's a lot of what killed Meek was all the talk after back to back. Like back to back probably hurt, but I guarantee them memes hurt more. But we didn't even get into what just happened.
Yeah, I know nothing about this.
The story of Adidon.
Adidon, or whatever.
Let's just jump into the lyrics.
You want to go bar for bar?
I mean, shit, we might as well.
All right, bet.
Drug dealing aside, ghost writing aside, let's have a heart-to-heart about your pride. Even though you multi, I see that your soul don't look alive. The M's count different when baby divides the pie. Woo! Now, I was just telling y'all from before on Exodus 23:1, Birdman, aka Baby, has been taking not just millions, we talking tens to hundreds of millions of dollars from Cash Money artists.
Famous for that.
For decades
He's
long.
famous at this point.
Pusha just hit him with the jab right there.
He's famous at that point. Even the line right after that is that the M's count different when baby divides the pie. Wait, let's examine why. Your music for the past few years been angry and full of lies. I'll start from the home front. I'm on one. And I'm on one. I don't know if you guys remember exactly what was going on with Drake's little progression from transferring from soft Drake to what he is now. Is I'm on one was really when Drake started talking about like being on his shit and talking about like, hey, I got a bag now. Like I'm living a different lifestyle than you guys. I've been on this soft shit before, but I'm letting you guys know I'm that nigga and I'm living a great life. And what Push is saying here, he says, I'll start from the home front, I'm on one. That's when the whole angry and full of lies Drake started, because what we see now, the money situation with Cash Money isn't necessarily what people have been putting out to the public. Because Wayne was also on one. I'm on one. Talking that same money bag shit. Like, I got money, like way more than you guys. Like, we live in a different lifestyle. And we know how the Wayne situation played out with Baby. It's not necessarily, things are looking a little fraudulent in that camp. That's why the M's count different when Baby divides the pie.
Birdman owes Lil Wayne $120 million.
Yeah.
That's facts. Those are real numbers.
So we know things aren't looking the way you say he is at Cash Money.
Pusha literally laid down the line. All started at the home front. I'm on one. Because what y'all gotta understand is Pusha T is the president of good music.
Yeah.
What Birdman is to Cash Money Records, Pusha T is to good music.
Yeah.
So the insight that he sees behind the scenes on a lot of the ways that the music industry works is levels beyond what we get to see as regular music consumers. Pusha's been knowing about this for years and just kept quiet.
Yeah.
But now we really getting the layers to this shit. It's crazy. Let's keep it going with these lyrics, go. Dennis Graham, stay off the gram. Bitch, I'm on one. You mentioned wedding ring like it's a bad thing. Your father walked away at 5. Hell of a dad thing. Woo! We going into daddy issues?
That's a shot.
Dennis Graham, stay off the gram. Your father walked away at 5. Hell of a dad thing. Marriage is something Sandy never had, Drake. How you a winner, but she keep coming in last place. So you coming for, that's coming at the man in the house. You coming at this actual pride there.
That's whether you consciously or subconsciously want to admit it, you model your life after your father.
Your father walked away at 5.
The crazy thing about this Dennis Graham verse that he says about his dad walking away at 5 is what happens a little bit later. Oh, we gonna talk about that.
Well, the next bar. The very next bar. Marriage is something Sandy never had, Drake. How you a winner, but she can come in last place for Sour Desert Bar. Monkey suit Dennis, you parade him. A Steve Hart suit nigga made him. That's ridiculous. Monkey suit Dennis, you parade him. A Steve Harvey suit nigga made him. I don't know if whatever, but at some point, maybe like, damn, this might be like 5 years ago. Drake made it public that he got a little reconnected with his dad, and then that nigga started parading him everywhere. And what if you ever see any pictures of him and Drake? Dennis's suit was looking mad Steve Harvey-ish, real mad Steve Harvey-ish, and Drake just praised him on Instagram like a monkey. It's just Pusha's getting very disrespectful now.
Have you guys seen any of the Virginia Black commercials? They literally make fun of him like he's a joke. Like Drake makes fun of his dad like he's a joke.
That's
insane.
Crazy.
And Pusha called him out on it.
That's crazy.
Like we were all riding it. It was like, oh, they have such a good father-son relationship that they could throw. But nah, if you really sit down and think about it after these lines, you're looking at their relationship a little bit differently now.
Dog, came for Drake's dad. Like Drake's dad left him at 5 and came back and agreed to be a monkey for Drake.
And we haven't even gotten to the crazy shit yet, man. Confused, always thought you weren't black enough. Afraid to grow it cause your fro wouldn't nap enough. Damn.
God damn.
That's a knife to every light-skinned listener.
Word.
Even light-skinned niggas got caught in the fray for that shit.
Because even back then, Drake was going through some shit where he wasn't like sure if he could identify with the black community and shit. Because he definitely had that like he had to find out how to make that little transition.
Yeah, like all the way up to Take Care.
I think even past Take Care.
You saying like nothing was the same, Drake?
I'm saying nothing was the same was when he started to really kind of start feeling comfortable being a real part of the black community. Just himself. I think nothing was the same was around the time.
Since you name dropped my fiance, let him know who you chose as your Beyonce. A little background of this on Duppy Freestyle. He dropped Pusha T's fiance's name, trying to get a little dig at him. So now here comes the thesis of the track. These next couple of lines. Since you name drop my fiance, let him know who you chose as your Beyonce. Sophie knows better. Ask your baby mother. Clean her up for IG, but the stench is on her. A baby's involved. It's deeper than rap. We talking character. Let me keep with the facts. That's a warning shot, y'all. That's a warning shot for what's about to come. Listen. Drake got a baby, y'all. Drake got a baby.
Cleaned her up for IG, but the stench is on her.
The stench is on her.
Disgusting.
Drake got a baby, y'all. Drake got a baby, y'all. Hey, let me get this off real quick for all them females who sat down and said, "Ooh, I'm in love with Drake because he's different from y'all. He's so sensitive. He keeps it so honest about his feelings and all that shit." How do you feel about this nigga now?
Your favorite is a deadbeat dad.
Get the fuck out of here.
This whole song, Nice for What, is just irrelevant now.
Hey, them facts, Sterling.
No bullshit. No bullshit.
It's crazy. Hey, man, let's keep it going because we only getting to the beginning of this shit. A baby's involved. It's deeper than rap. We talking character. Let me keep with the facts. You are hiding a child. Let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing border control.
That's a bar.
Woo!
That's a bar.
Deadbeat motherfucker playing border patrol? Playing border patrol?
Border patrol is wild. Little Hispanic baby can't come in my house.
That's insane, y'all, man. He keeping him out of Canada because he don't want to deal with the fact that the public was going to find out about this kid, bro. Let's keep it going. Adonis is your son. and he deserves more than an Adidas press run. That's real. Listen, for y'all who don't know the background on this little bar right here, there's been a lot of rumors circulating that Drake's about to flip from Jordan and go join Adidas and get that Adidas money and run it with them. So he's flipping the Adidas press run that Drake's been on this whole year.
Drake was strategically going to roll out his son's reveal as a part of a press line for his new clothing label and partnership with Adidas, which is insane. Not only did Pusha T jump ahead and ruin all the buzz of Drake revealing his own son to the public, but Pusha T just bodied Drake's business.
What's important to you?
Levels, bro. Levels.
As a man, what's important to you?
Love that baby. Respect that girl. Forget she's a porn star. Let her be your world. That Pusha T, he's disgusted, y'all. So, little icing on this shit cake for Drake right now. The girl that he apparently knocked up is a porn star, so it's not like a little classy little love story. He paid for the pussy, and she trapped him.
I don't know if it means that. Oh no, it definitely means he trapped her, but
I was gonna say congrats to her, because that's what she was gonna do. That's what they do. You know what I mean? It's not like Drake didn't know how the game was supposed to be played. When you fucking a porn star, that's what they gonna do. If you fucking a stripper, an Instagram model, or a porn star, that is the most likely conclusion of what's gonna happen if you have unprotected sex with them.
If you Drake and you fucking anybody, that's a guaranteed check. That's
they trying to get that come up. That's a come up.
Exactly. So let's not sit down here and act like he didn't know better. He's had bars about women trying to get checks from him. So he knew what the game was, and he still got tricked.
Direct quote from Drake. I could never have a kid and be out here kidding around.
Ooh, I could
never have a kid and be out here kidding around. Yeah. My nigga Push just said, hey Drake, you got a kid. And it's Adidas shit? You're already kidding around.
I know this nigga Drake at home flustered, man.
How dare you put Ye in my verses? I'm selfish. I want all the curse. I'm pre-booking the churches. Me versus 3 hearses. If we all go to hell, it'll be worth it. Woo! To me, that's hard. That might be one of the hardest bars in the track. Like, I don't give a fuck about how this beef goes down. If I'm going to hell, I'm taking you with me.
Me versus 3 horses, all 4 of us can go down.
That's crazy. Me versus 3 hearses. If we all go to hell, it'll be worth it. And Pusha made a really good point, because on Duppy Freestyle, like I was mentioning from before, 50% of that shit was based off of good music and Ye. And so Pusha T acknowledges that in the previous bars. Finish this off real quick. Already aligned with the greats. And on that same note, the only ones I chase are 2 ghosts. Still giving you classics. That's the only thing that dates me. OVO 40 hunched over like he 80. Tick, tick, tick. How much time he got? That man is sick, sick, sick. I got the devil flow, nigga. 666. Surgical summer with the snip, snip, snip.
I'm hurt.
Really
that bar just hurt me.
I'm hurt. OVO 40 hunched over like he 80.
Man, we catching shots in the fray. Tick, tick,
how much
tick.
time you got? That man is 666. That's crazy.
Good lord, y'all. Good lord, y'all. Here's the thing that I do have to say about both the tracks, because Duppy Freestyle, when it came, it punched you in the face, for sure. But the thing about this track, Story of Adonis, is that it's going to age like a fine wine. You're going to hear the bars over and over again, and it's going to hurt more and more you hear it. Whereas Duppy Freestyle, you hear it once and you get the gist of it. It hurt the first time, but now you know it's coming. This shit, it's going to burn. It's going to burn for a while.
My question is, how do you, if you're Drake, put yourself in Drake's shoes, what do you do next?
You can't, you're not, Drake can't come back from this.
He has to come back. He has to now.
He has to.
He has to now.
He's got an album on the line. He's in the middle of an album press tour.
Twitter made too much attention of it for him not to, right?
What is he going to say? He doesn't have the lyrics for this man.
100%.
Usually I would say yeah. That's what I'm saying.
He doesn't have the lyrics for this man that he's going up against.
If I'm Drake, I'm calling everybody in the DMV area trying to get
Drake's not dumb. Drake's smart.
Drake needs to get intel. He can't immediately respond like he did back to back, otherwise he will get sunned. Because to be honest, Duppy Freestyle wasn't. Like, back to back was crazy because of the timing and the amount of dirt Drake had on Meek. thing about Duppy freestyles, the timing was fire. Like, the timing was amazing.
Drake does, though. Drake's is smart. He doesn't jump into shit like that without being ready. He's ready.
Exactly. I don't think he's got the intel for this, because he has to respond to this and add new shots. That's the thing that's so tough about a response track.
Yeah, I know.
Because you gotta take what they gave you and then flip it on them with some new shit. So I bet Drake has the new shit.
No, he has to.
He has to think about how he's gonna absorb the punches he got. And that's going to be tough. So if I'm him, I'm calling every plug and connect that I know in the DMV, trying to figure out what Pusha T was even doing when he was 14, 16.
What I'm saying is,
you got to get it all.
What I'm saying is, Drake's type of nigga, he wouldn't jump into this without already knowing that. He wouldn't jump into this unless he already did that and has someone else ready in the stash.
Does he though? Let me ask you that. Do you think Drake really has that type?
Drake's too smart for that. I think he wouldn't jump into this if he didn't.
It was easier with me.
That's a loot. Drake jumped into this. Push dropped his album and then Drake jumped in. Drake started this little skirmish as far as the last few weeks.
But Drake thought it was going to go down the same way Meek did. See, like, I think we're giving Drake too much credit for what happened with Meek. Drake had years of shit developing with Meek, and better yet, he knew stuff about Meek because Nicki told him stuff. And once you get stuff from a girl who you're currently dating and is like this man's fiance, she's going to know details about him that you can't get from anybody else.
I'm not saying that I know for sure that Drake knows something. I'm saying that I know Drake based on the moves he's made from start to finish. And knowing Drake, I know he would not jump into something unless he has a failsafe.
We'll see.
I don't know what it would be, but it's not Drake like to jump into this and not have a plan for being Push, because he knows he knew how Meek would respond because he knows Meek and he knows Push. And I think he knows that Push isn't gonna come with nothing.
Does he know Push like that though? This is what I keep saying, and I guess this is just my opinion.
He's not dumb. Drake's not dumb. Drake's where he's at right now because he's not dumb. He's smart. He's smart with this shit.
I think Drake's smart too, but I just don't think Drake.
He might be a little fraudulent, but he's not.
I just don't think Drake has the intel that he had on Meek, and because of that, I think we're giving Drake too much credit. Because I think it was more of the circumstance of the beef between Meek and Drake that gave Drake such an upper hand, and I just really don't think he has that, because Pusha doesn't move the same way Meek does. Like, Drake and Pusha T's circles are not that aligned.
I'm not comparing this to Meek though. I'm saying just looking at Drake's moves outside of even beef. Drake's calculated everything, every single thing.
Fire.
But man, we had a whole other podcast planned before we got into this shit, man. Let's jump into our actual topics of what we was gonna talk about in this bitch. Nate Jackson, college graduate. Nate Jackson, the college graduate. How you feeling now that you're out of college and you about to move on to the next phase of your life? How you feeling, dog?
I've been on autopilot for the past 2 or 3 years, bro, because I was ready to get out of college a while ago. But man, I'm only a few days out, and I haven't started my actual work yet. So I'm waiting to see how real life really hits me, and if my plan is how my plan is going to look out the next few years. So I feel like we still need a little bit of time for you to get like a clear recap. But man, I'm just ready to be free. I'm glad to be free. I'm glad to be the fuck out of the Midwest.
You think there's anything you're gonna miss from college?
Yeah, from college, being like college in general. Maybe not Terre Haute or Indiana or anything like that, but just college in general. Because this is the first time really that I'm entering a new stage and not entering it with a whole class of people my age. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go to work and probably like I might be the only nigga within 5 years of my age there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, true, that happens. It's humbling though. It's really nice because it just feels like in terms of mentally, every month that you're out of college, it feels like you aged in the craziest of ways.
Yeah.
I be looking back at even shit that y'all were doing this year, and I was like, apart from. It's crazy. I'm so glad that I'm on this side. Like, people are afraid of aging, and I embrace it wholeheartedly. I love being an adult.
Word.
I love being able to have enough money to pay my taxes, to live independently, to be able to take care of my mom's whenever she needs something. You know what I mean? It's a blessing. It's truly a blessing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like,
word.
I was just saying, like, I feel everybody I usually be talking to that are still in college are always talking about how, like, they're afraid and like they're not ready for responsibility and stuff, and I'm always just like, I'm enjoying it. Like, this is nice. You don't understand. Like, maybe I don't know. Not everybody will have the same like feelings is me, but I just feel like so much freer actually being in the real world, even though I gotta go to work from 8 to 5, but like after that, like I got no obligations, no homework, and I can just do what I want, and like I got the money to like do what I want at times when I want to do it now. I'm not some broke college kid like I was for the last 4 years, and I got responsibilities, and I just gotta take care of my responsibilities, and then after that, like it's just my life to live, really.
Most definitely.
I feel like a lot of that depends on where you're at, though. Because I feel like a lot of, like, if you're not in, like, near Indy or near, like, any place where, like, you can actually get shit popping if you want to go out, then leaving college is, like, leaving fucking having fun on weekends, or leaving, like, fucking being able to go out and find people who are trying to get fucked up, too, or just people who are, like, around the same, like, energy as you know what I mean? That's a lot of what college is being around people who are trying to fuck their life up too for a day. And that's what I think. I'm not sure. Like, I mean, if you're in India or you're in a college town, that's gonna be around you anyway. But
I think you bring up a really good point in that I feel like once people graduate from college, their mentality ends up getting stuck into either two camps. It's either what Sterling's on right now, which is because I have all of this free time and all of these new resources and options I can get with money, I can explore my own creativity and my own passions and freedoms, and you can kind of grow from that post-college. Yeah. Or you get stuck in the mentality where you are so used to and accustomed to a structure and an organization being around your life that is communal, that is predictable, that once that gets taken away from you, you become a shell of your former self, or you perceive that you become a shell of your former self, and then you start to wither away. And there's, at least from what I've seen from our class in terms of Rose Holman, I've seen about a 70-30 split where Sterling and I would probably be in the minority of those 30 people who welcomed the freedom and were able to grow from it, as opposed to the 70 who started to wither independently and ran back to whatever they were accustomed to, their friend groups or the certain areas where they lived at, or the certain structures of going back to the valley to do X, Y, and Z and all of that, you know. And it's crazy because in one way, I'm looking at them like, I feel bad for them because I want them to actually take these risks and learn what it is to explore their own individuality and to chase something new. But at the same time, I think there's this like family aspect that these people must have felt in college that I can't knock. But that shit's gonna get old because you essentially are saying that you peaked at like 21 or 22 and you're just gonna run it back, that there's nothing more for life to offer. I don't know. I've seen too much to know that's not the case.
It can be though, depending on where you end up, because a lot of people leave and get stuck in buttfuck Illinois, where it's like life is not gonna, like, if you stay there, it's not gonna get much more fun there for you. I feel like I've been out of college for like 4 days, but I feel like a lot of what life becomes for you out of college is way more in your own hands than it's ever been for the rest of your life. And for like, you said like you're in the 30% for that, which probably choose you're in a minority for that, but that minority ends up being the people who know that life can be in your own hands and don't have to follow a structure for, like, okay, you need to tell me to eat here and eat at this time and go to sleep at this time, and you don't need the structures to know that, like, I'll be alright by myself and I know how to go somewhere to find what happiness is for me. Whereas like 70% of people at Rose don't have that type of, like, they've never been off the porch, they've like been sheltered maybe the whole life and been told what to do with life the whole life, that they don't know that they need to leave where the fuck they're at to go find where they can actually enjoy themselves or where they actually want to be. So I feel like those are people who get stuck in that, which unfortunately, like you said, is the majority of people.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I feel like a lot of people that, like, not even just a lot of people that went to Rhodes, but a lot of people that just go to college in general haven't been in that much adversity just in life outside of school. Like, school puts you in some sort of adversity, but then it's still school, like, like, that you can either, like, pass or fail, basically.
but they never been in anything outside of school, like in real life, where like, dang, this is life. Like, shit either gonna get better or worse, and sometimes, and like you just gonna have to pick yourself back up, and just get better. And like, you just gotta know, like, eventually everything basically is gonna work itself out in the end, as long as you have the right mindset and you just know how to just grind, basically.
Yeah.
Sterling, that's really true, because what you were saying about knowing that if you grind, you will get the reward. The whole notion of risk reward is what we're trained for from the ages of 4 to 5 all the way up until we graduate college. Because if you look at the concept of school, the reason why they give you tests and homework and assign you a number as a GPA, as demeaning as that is to see if you can actually go through the arduous process of a grind. So if you can grind about some shit that you don't care about, how would you not be able to grind about some shit that you do care about? But it's about being able to put yourself out there.
See, even then that's different, because going through school, it's still, they give you the roadmap for how to grind. Like, they know, like, all right, if you answer this question right this many times, you'll get this grade and you'll be successful. Whereas, like, if you go in the real world, it's not like, you don't know that if you do this, you're gonna be successful. Like, you don't know which way to go. You don't know. No, there's no specific path that you know you can be successful on. It's all, that's what risk is. You don't know. And a lot of people don't know how to handle that when they get in real life.
It's a lot more unpredictable than school is.
Yeah.
Like, school, you basically know, if I study this hard and study for hours on hours on hours, like, I'm eventually going to do good, because I'm eventually going to be able to retain all this information if I put in all this time. But sometimes, just in the real world, shit's going to happen and you can't control any of it, no matter what you do.
Exactly. And that isn't to say that there's nothing wrong with coming back to that familiarity that I was talking about from before. But to not even temporarily in your 20s go out and take a risk. Like, I know one thing that I've heard as a counter argument to what we're talking about is the idea that people don't want to leave their families. Like, they want to be close to their families, so that's the reason why they don't want to move out, right? My thing is, you young, right? So you could move back to the Midwest if the shit don't work out. Like, you got a whole long life to live. So why not take a year or two to see what's really out there? And then if you don't like it, or you miss your family, or whatever it is, you can come back. And with that new experience, you might be able to do different shit in the same environment that you're at. You'll come back with a newer perspective. And even that will even say that learned lesson will be better for your life, because you'll be coming back with a newer perspective on how you see things. So the notion that somehow you're going to hurt your family by moving away for a year to go to someplace like California or Texas or somewhere on the East Coast, putting yourself in a new environment that you haven't been from, is really demeaning to what you've done as a person, because you've worked really, really hard to get yourself in a position where you have stability in your life with a job, stable income, a great supporting family who wants to see you shine. So why would you take this opportunity that you've worked so hard for 22 years of your life and suddenly put a cap on it?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my thoughts, though.
I feel a lot of people just, I don't even know if it's different. It's just, because I understand it's just, like Johnny said, it's just what people are comfortable with, and people are really, really scared of going out of what they know, because they're uncomfortable with it. And a lot of times where people are from, if people are from somewhere where they're not exposed to people going out of their comfort zone and being happy doing it, then they, to themselves, they have no reason to go out there and be uncomfortable, you know what I mean? And just staying with the family, staying with what they know already, whether or not they even like it there. It's just, like, they could hate it there, but it's still something they know.
Definitely. But because of that, you end up losing out on experiences. And because of those experiences, it can change your perspective. Speaking on experiences, though, we haven't caught up with y'all, the audience, in a while. And we've been having a ton of crazy-ass experiences.
Yeah, y'all got some recapping to do.
Sterling, do we take it back to Coachella, or do we hit him with Houston?
I think we gotta start with Coachella first. Cause he's gonna be wild.
Sterling. Hey Sterling, I'm gonna let you tell this.
Which you going to Coachella?
Yes, sir.
Well, for me, it was just my first experience, and I gotta say, I never seen some shit like this for real. Like it's definitely one of the best experiences of my life. It was like being in a whole new world, really. Like, I swear you can get away. You can get away with wearing anything at Coachella. It does not matter.
Oh, we saw titties. Just naked women.
We saw plenty of titties. I saw some of the most flaming outfits. Shout out to the gay people out there doing their thing.
What's a flaming outfit?
Like rainbow thongs.
Oh shit.
I'm talking about dude had first off, his hair was dyed yellow. It was a black dude. Hair was dyed yellow. Then he had this like super fluffy yellow coat on. First off, it's hot as shit. He had this super yellow coat, like had some tights on, some like rainbow tights on. Like, I saw my first mosh pits. I had never seen those as a black man living in America before. I had never been anywhere where there's been mosh pits. I saw my first ones. I got a few videos of those. I did not join. It did look kind of fun, to be honest.
Oh, she jumped in.
But I wasn't about that life. I'm not made for this. That's true. The person we were with.
One of the friends.
No,
jumped in?
Yeah, she was ready. She lives for that shit, bro.
Oh, word.
Bro, he literally just gave us his like wallet and all of his shit and was just like, hold my stuff, and just headbutted his way in.
Oh shit. No, that's the epitome of white.
He was Asian, bro. Straight out of Korea, bro. Shout out my chickens. Who was it, bro? The international females
Bad.
was, I think, the most startling thing. The diversity was insane. We talking females from Guatemala, from Russia, from Saudi Arabia. I'm not making up these countries. We met these females. Like, we don't talk to these females.
It really solidified like my love for talking to foreign women. I went to Europe over the summer, and I was just in love talking to all the foreign women, and then going to Coachella and being able to talk to more foreign women. I was just in love the whole time.
Definitely. But let's bring it back to these two Russian girls, because I think this is the example that'll prove our point that I feel like when it comes to talking to people in a new environment and placing yourself in a new environment, you realize that there's more things that unites us than separates us. So Sterling and me are sitting there. I'm not gonna lie, I am mad schmacked off of. I'm sitting there and there are these two blonde women like sitting in front of us. And they're talking, and I'm just trying to like focus on the table to like sober, just to like get myself together. Like, where are we going? What's the next concert? Am I hungry? How do I walk? How did I get to this table?
How do I walk?
So I'm figuring out a lot of these questions. I look over to Sterling.
I'm slightly smacked.
And so Sterling's looking down at this table too. So I was like, oh, word. It's good to know that I'm not the...
Someone's going through this too.
Yeah, it looks like I'm not the only person going through the shits. And both of us make eye contact with each other, like Sterling and I, and we both notice at the same time, these chicks ain't speaking a goddamn word of English. We both look over. We try to...
They was talking the whole time?
Yeah, they've been talking for a good minute. Sterling and me look over at each other.
Bruh, I was trying to figure out, like, if I was really tripping. Like, I was like, nigga, I swear this isn't English. Like... I was like really about to lose it. So
we're not saying anything to each other, but Sterling and me are giving each other the eyes like, holy fuck, are we this messed up right now? So I immediately like just sprint away from the table because I'm like, I can't handle this. This is insane. Like, why are they speaking some fucking crazy alien tongue? Like, this is too much.
Some crazy alien tongue.
Sterling runs over, grabs me real quick, and it goes, yo, I think them bitches was speaking in Russian. I turn around, I say, thank God. Because I thought I was the only person hearing it.
You're not retarded.
Yeah, man.
Bruh, I had to ask, because like, I was like, I know, like, I'm better than this.
And they were beautiful.
I was like, oh yes, they were some baddies.
So we go back, and Sterling and me pull up. I don't remember if it was you or me, but one of us just politely asked, straight up, sorry to bother you ladies, but were y'all speaking English like a minute ago? And, you know, both of them laugh and everything. So both of us are like, oh, shit, we're really that fucked up. And then one of them goes, no, we're speaking of Russian. And Sterling was like, I told you. And I'm like freaking out because I'm like, damn. That's crazy. He knew that it was Russian, though.
No, what's crazy is y'all didn't know if that was not English or not.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, y'all took the first 20 minutes to figure out if that was English or not.
Yeah, no, it really was 20 minutes, though.
It should take you 1.5 seconds to know, oh, that's not English.
I'm not gonna lie, I was battling it in my head for the longest. Like, I was like, come on, Sterling, we gotta get it together.
Hey, but the shit came through, man. So I sit down on the other side. I'm talking to, I think both of us would agree, like, the finest one. And I realized, like, Sterling is making eyes at this lady, so I'm like, I bet. And I do the thing that every wingman should do, which is, if you attacking a group of females and you trying to be a wingman, dap up the most attractive chick for the first 5 minutes, and then when the other girl feels like she's not getting attention, you split off and give the other girl all the attention. Because the number one reason for why a group of males are never able to capitalize on a group of females is because the one less attractive girl isn't getting enough attention. So she pulls her friends who are having too much fun. Them facts.
It was clean, I gotta admit. It was professional.
Professional.
That's why I could prove it.
Professional was funny.
So I'm like, boop. I throw Sterling the oop. I go run off, take care of my thing. I'm talking to my female. Turns out she's a journalist for the Russian TV, bro. Like
the Russian TV?
Like the Russian TV, bro.
All of TV for Russia.
On some Kremlin shit. I'm sitting there talking to her. I'm like, oh shit, is my wires about to get tapped on some shit? But I was more curious, so I'm sitting there talking to her, having deep philosophical debates about propaganda and some real shit and like how the way our governments are structured. And it was one of the most enlightening conversations I ever had. She was talking to me about different places that I had been to in America, cool places to check out, why she loves America. I'm sitting there talking to her at Russia, and I'm like, yo, is it really as bad as it is? And she kept it real with me. She was like, some parts of it, are true, but also at the same time, I think that we're just more upfront with our shit than America is about theirs. And that line right there kind of fucked me up.
So, what is that specifically about propaganda or about just how the government handles the people of Russia in general or people of the country in general?
I think it's the role of media right now in 2018.
I agree with that.
What America's
I agree with her assessment of that.
Yeah, what America's doing right now and what Russia's doing right now, and her beliefs in 2018 are very similar, except Russia's a little bit more upfront about what they're doing. So it's easier for the common man to actually discern what's going on. Whereas us in America blur our lines a lot more, especially when it comes to Fox News and their relationship with Donald Trump.
You say 2018, you think that's something that's specific to what's going on right now? Or you think that's always been happening?
I think it's a lot more true right now, but I think there could be evidence of making an argument where that could have been true for decades. I think it's a lot more apparent. Actually, I think if anything, it's more upfront now than it has ever been. I think that kind of plays a lot of role of why it's maybe more apparent or why what you would say is more proof now is because it might be more apparent now than it has ever been. I don't want to say it's upfront because upfront implies that they're being honest about it. Yeah. So if Donald Trump was like, yo, I'm homies with Fox and Friends and we just link up and say the same message, then alright, that's being upfront. But
that would take away from the whole point of the entire thing, and the whole point is for it to be effective. I think as far as America goes, being upfront isn't advantageous for the whole reason why they're doing it in the first place.
Well, see, this is the argument that she made because I brought up that point to her, and she was like, since the government funds the news channel that I work at, you kind of already implicitly understand that that's what's going on. Whereas Fox News is supposed to be considered a private entity, so because of that, it is less upfront. That was the point that she made.
Yes, but I feel like for the American people to buy into it, Fox would need to be seen as a private entity.
Maybe. I don't know, because apparently a lot of people in Russia fuck with the government-funded TV. So that was the point where I was
that would be my question for, because I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works for them.
Yeah, per
I don't
her,
understand how that works for them.
most of the people fuck with it. So,
Yeah,
so
that's crazy to me.
yes,
I mean, I'm not saying crazy like that's stupid for him. I have a hard time wrapping my head around how that works out.
And that's how it was like for me. And like I would have never gleaned a conversation that intellectual had I not gone out and talked to somebody like that. So that's a further testament that you should go out and experience new things, put yourself in new environments, and come back and learn something new. You know what I mean? But anyways, let's go back to Sterling's situation with this baddie.
It was an interesting situation, you know. It was cool, like Johnny was doing. I was really learning a lot about Russia. The chick that I was talking to, she was actually an international event planner, which was cool because she got to go around. Like, she had just been so many places in the world, and I was just trying to learn as much information as I could, really, about like the world and Russia for real. Like, I talked to her about the school systems in Russia, like their similarities and like how they're different from the United States, and just like the culture there and stuff like that. Like, it was really just an enlightening conversation.
So, how similar is from what you got from that? How similar is the experience of growing up there than here, as far as like, I don't know, the direction or the government's involvement in like the direction you go in life?
See, we didn't really get too much into the government, but like one thing she did say that stuck out was like, if you get a degree in Russia, she said to the world, you uneducated. Like, the rest of the world does not see a Russian education as anything.
A Russian education,
like a diploma.
That's interesting.
Yes.
I wouldn't. I know that's true for a lot of different countries, but I wouldn't guess that Russia would be one of them.
I think it's just because of Russia's relations with everybody else. I think that's literally the only reason. I don't think it really has to do with their actual education system. I think it just has to do with like most countries don't like Russia. Plain and simple.
That's it. Damn.
They got a lot of enemies.
And that,
so she's like, she can't do anything anywhere else really.
that's crazy. And that one conversation we had with those two fine females is a microcosm of how all 3 of the days were. Like, the amount of females that we were able to talk to and stuff was crazy. And that's not just for intellectual conversation that I truly appreciate. There were some straight up freaks. Like, I'm talking,
that's great.
Like, crazy, just trying to get down straight to business with you type of ladies. I remember a couple of chicks walked up to Sterling. I was at a Russ concert. Sterling was already passed the fuck out by then. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit.
Beautiful.
But I was at a Russ concert, and I'm just standing there, minding my own business, listening to music, my homie Cheese up in front. And this girl walks up, grabs me by the dick, and starts sucking my ear, brother.
Hot.
We talking about like There's a Wolf is like playing, like Russ is doing his own set. I'm like, oh, word, everybody's into this dick grab, tongue in ear.
That's beautiful. That's art.
That was art. I was honestly,
That's art.
I missed the feeling of being sexually intimidated by a woman. That hasn't happened to me since like high school.
It's almost in a weird way refreshing.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I forgot that could happen.
Honestly, that might have been the most feminist shit I'd seen in a while.
Many more. Even if I'm not attracted to you, it's still like,
I think it's refreshing to see women take the lead.
it is refreshing.
Yeah, women, shoot your shot 2018.
Yes. It don't matter the year, 2088. I don't care if I'm in a retirement home. You better shoot that shot.
Word. Damn, that's beautiful. She came with no words, nothing.
Nah, no words. She said words after, but I couldn't hear her.
I feel that.
Which, that shit happens to me all the time. Like, that shit happened to me in Houston, too. Oh, my God. Hey, shouts out to the local legend, Tanuj, a.k.a. T-Pain, Terre Haute legend, Ballyhoo legend, for those who know. I mean, this man might be the king of Houston.
That man has connections, and then AJ was with her.
Boy, AJ. Oh, yeah, he was down by then.
Woo, AJ, oh, man. I can't wait until we talk about what AJ did, but Sterling, go ahead and start this beach off.
First
night
off, first and foremost, I just gotta say, to all the party people of Houston, y'all are animals. I don't know how y'all do that every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That is too much. Y'all gotta chill. I'm concerned for y'all health. Y'all need to chill a little. You can't party every day.
No, I've been seeing T-Pain snap. That's every day.
That's what I'm saying. But getting into it. So basically, it all started Friday night. Me and Marcus got into town. AJ and Johnny came pick us up. We hit the hotel, got dressed, straight to the club. First thing we see when we walk in the club, Deshaun Watson sitting there right in front of us.
Oh shit.
Just chilling in the club.
Shit slumped that nigga.
I walked by, but this man AJ and Johnny, they dapped him up. I kind of felt sorry. I was like, dang, man, I should have did that too. Because, you know, AJ, being on his Dubai and shit, he don't give no fucks. He just walked straight up to the man, dapped him up, said, what's up, and kept it moving. Just chilling at first. You know, we just sober at this point. Eventually, the bottles come. And when I tell you I was not ready for this, I was not ready. Because next thing I know, I'm talking, there was 2 handles of Ciroc. Then a handle of Grey Goose.
Wait, how many people were
and
there?
then champagne.
There's only 5 of y'all, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, but there was other people. T-Pain had a few other friends. But still, when that all came to the table at once, I was like,
hold up.
he expect us to finish this tonight?
Word.
Like, I don't think I can do this. I'm not made
Until
for this.
we did.
And on top of that, before those bottles even came, they tried to give us these shots, which contained 3 different whiskeys and tequila.
All right, to put this into context, there was this guy named Juan who was at the club who, no matter where you were walking to, you could be going to the bathroom, you could be going outside to the pool area, because it's also a day club too, so there's an outside pool spot. Or you could just be walking to the dance floor. If he saw you and you made eye contact with him, you were going to have to take a shot of this shit every single time. I ended up taking at least 4, and I was actively trying to avoid him.
Right now, between all of us, we are probably around 1,500.
Woo!
Somewhere around that. Yeah.
You said right now, this is the very beginning of the weekend.
Oh, yeah. This is just the night, the beginning of the night. This night, it goes up. It goes up a lot more.
We're not even there.
So yeah, eventually, we finished all the bottles. I didn't think it was possible, but we did it. We finished all the bottles, including all the people that was up in the booth, because T-Pain had probably 4 or 5, maybe 6 other friends up there with us. So everybody sipping on the bottle, getting some help and stuff. So eventually, when you with T-Pain, everybody knows the night's not gonna end at the club.
Never does.
You hitting the strip club.
Hey, we didn't even finish up the regular club part. We didn't even talk about them 3 females.
Oh, you can get into that.
Alright, man. Listen. So, boom. We out here chilling, doing our thing. We talking to the ladies around us and whatnot. I noticed Bomb's working on a nice little female. I don't remember if it was the one in the green dress or not, but one of the girls that Bomb was working with came with 2 friends. They 3 fine females. I mean, fine. I had never seen beautiful African, baby Ethiopian queens like this. I was sitting there bewildered. So Marcus is, so he talking to her, and she be on her phone from time to time, and Marcus like, you trying to dance? And she'd be like, nah, you know how girls be at the beginning of this shit, trying to play with you, see how much you want it. So Marcus is still talking, doing his thing. I'm like, damn, this man making progress. I turned around to the left. The way that our table situation was set up was that it was 2 benches horizontally, a table in the middle, and then a nice seat cushion area directly to the front of where the table's at. And so this nice cushioning area, I see Sterling is on top of it with one of this girl's friends that Marcus was talking to, straight up getting his grind on. And I ain't talking about none of that little comforting middle school shit. I'm talking dry fuck.
Mike Lowry shit.
Yes, sir. Young Pascal. So I'm turning around. I'm like, oh damn, bet. Like I gotta step my shit up after I see that. So I'm like, alright, boom. AJ and me start trying to talk to this third girl, who I believe was the finest, but she wasn't having any of that. She was on her phone the whole time. I call her out on that shit, and she like, you right, but I'm gonna pretend like this ain't happening. So I'm like, word, I'm gonna go talk to this other chick. And we swerve and doing our own thing. This girl curves Marcus. So we like, I bet we in VIP, we ain't gonna deal with this. We go to the table across us. We pick up the girls who were at the table across from them, and we start working on them too. But anyways, boom. So right before we leave, I'm outside of the pool doing what I do, you know what I'm saying? I got the little pen on me, so I'm keeping it up, doing what I do. And Marcus comes out hella schmacked. Eventually Sterling and AJ do come out too, and we notice these two fine females walk out, all black. They just pulled up the club. They walking through, they checking out the pool area, and they about to walk through the back. And both of us notice how fine they are. They got their hair pinned up in the bun, and they got some of the nicest tattoos. Yeah, ooh. And they got some of the nicest tattoos I've ever seen. We talking little spider around, like spider webs like around the arm, and then they got the under boob like Rihanna little tattoos going on. So we just sitting back, we admiring art at this point. We are just so shocked and out of our element by just being in the presence of women this fine. And the only reason why I bring that up is because, like Sterling said from before, if you've been out with T-Pain, you know it doesn't begin or end at the location you start at. It ends at the strip club.
Yeah.
Turns out these two girls were strippers that worked at the strip club.
Hot.
So boom, we pull up. I have no clue where we're going. Word of mouth is we about to go to a strip club. I'm petrified. I've never been to a strip club before. I was like, yo, I don't know if I'm about this like morally. I've heard all this shit about objectifying women. I don't know if I'm comfortable about that. Anyways, I'm here, I'm with it. I'm too messed up to get back home. I'm not trying to make this a problem. Boom, I'm rolling with them. I pull up in the car, you know what I'm saying? We hop in the Uber. Everything that's parked outside of this bitch is just like Lambo, Mercedes-Benz truck, all this shit. So we boom, we get in the Uber, pull up to the strip club. It's called Eden, by the way. To anybody who is in Houston, we about to get y'all young ladies paid. Go to Eden, go ahead and have yourself a great time. A great time.
Yeah, pay your bills.
Eden, baby.
That's beautiful.
Eden, that's where it's at. So we pull up to Eden. We walk in, I'm terrified. I'm like, bruh, I don't know what's about to go down. I don't feel comfortable treating women like this, yada, yada, yada. We get in, and I kid you not, I had the greatest time of my life at the strip club. And it's not for the reasons that you think. It wasn't even for the nudity. It was for how everybody was around each other. When you at a strip club, people are comfortable letting out their inner freak, so people actually treat each other very, very nicely compared to being at a regular club. At a regular club, it's elitist. It's like you got bottles, you don't got bottles. You got a table, you don't got tables. You got ladies, you don't got ladies, right? You go to the strip club, everybody is there to enjoy the ambiance that is the feminine body. So it don't matter who you are, everybody's just down there to have a good time. I've never seen so much love. I've never seen so much trust. And I've never seen people be so open and conversating with each other than I did at the strip club. So anyways, boom, we get in there. At this point, since we hit the first spot up with T-Pain, I'm like, the way my bank account's set up, my checkings and the savings, my savings and the yada yada, right? So I'm sitting there like, damn, I ain't gonna have no money to throw at bitches. I didn't even sign up for this. I can't even see. They don't even got a buffet. I heard strip clubs supposed to have fire food. I can't even get none of this. I'm low-key kind of mad the second we pull up. I sit down. This beautiful, blonde, like skinny, like 5'11" chick who is a stripper just walks up. I'm sitting there minding my own business. T-Pain's coming through and getting some bottles and stuff. She comes... more bottles. It don't stop. The bottles are happening continuously at this point. But I'm sitting there minding my own business, trying to pass the time. This beautiful woman comes, sits up, and just sits on my lap. I have no money, and I openly tell her I ain't got no money on. I turn around, something hits me on the shoulder. It's T-Pain. He got 100 ones in his hand. Gives me them.
Beautiful.
Gives me
Beautiful.
them. I'm like, I bet we working now. So at this point, she turned around. She started doing her dance and stuff. She grinding on me and whatnot. I'm like, yo, I don't know what this means. This is crazy. I didn't do any of this. I didn't ask for this. So I'm still really uncomfortable with this shit. So I'm like, I don't even know where to put the dollar bills at. Like, what is strip club etiquette? Like, what you supposed to do with the dollars? I'm still trying to figure out the geometry of how to sneak the dollar bill into the panties and all that shit. Because apparently that's what you're supposed to do. So I'm like, she moving. So I'm like sitting up there like with my hands trying to like put the shit in while my hands are moving. This is already too much for me. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm going to stop. I'm going to let her go to work. I'm going to peep what's going on with everybody else to see what we're supposed to do when we're in this environment. I literally turn my head 30 degrees to the left. And what I see is my man Sterling Mitchell dry fucking a stripper. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm perched up on this bench. On the other side of the bench, Sterling has got his girl bent over and she just twerking on his dick. Straight up.
Love.
And Sterling is just like, if we gonna do this, grabs her by the leg and just starts pounding away. He doesn't even tip her $1. He just going to work. He just going to work. You hear what I mean?
I forgot about the whole pay thing.
All I gotta say is Sterling was not present. That was Mike Lowry. He the party had really hit him. The bottles had hit him. The other party stuff had hit him, and he was just doing his thing at this moment. And he was in love with this light-skinned Ethiopian.
So it's crazy. We there for a while. And the shit in between, I think, was the funniest stuff. Because the first time, I'm like coordinating everybody. And we yelling at AJ. I'm like, the Uber has been called. Like, we are going to leave. Like, if you don't get this together. AJ's like, nah, I just need another 5 minutes. I got this. The chick is right in front of him. And he's like, I got this, bro. I got this. He's pulling hookah. Mad wild. You know what I mean?
I got this. Is funny.
So I'm like, all right, we got to cancel the first Uber. I turn around, get my phone out. I'm about to call the second one. As I'm reaching for my phone, this stripper literally, like, somewhat knocks my phone down with her ass and just starts twerking on my face.
Oh, that's love.
Just starts going. And at first I was kind of mad because I was like, bitch, I'm trying to leave. But then I realized, oh, she really likes me. Oh, she really likes me. Because I'm not doing anything. So I kind of put my phone to the side. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know how to respond to this because I don't have any money. So I tell her, I'm like, yo, I'm out. I'm out of money. And she doesn't care. She drops down from my face all the way down to my body and just starts doing a split, like on the floor. And just starts wall twerking. And it's to the point where the bouncer has to come get her. And she was just like, this ain't you. Like, this ain't you. Like, he was trying to be Captain Sabo.
This ain't you is funny for a bouncer at a strip club.
Yeah, it was wild. I was like, this is a moment.
You see that? You see her being that every night.
But, hey, man, we're going to leave the Houston experience there. You know, some things are better left unsaid. Let me hit y'all with this. Because going back to what I was saying about all these beautiful women at Coachella, all these beautiful women at Houston, the strip club, after Houston and all of that, AJ, Sterling, Marcus, and I sat down, and we kind of realized something. Is it a wrap for white women this summer 2018?
I was literally in love. I'm not gonna lie, if you gotta say I got a preference over anything, it would have to be light-skinned women. Cause I don't know, they just cut me a little deep. I'm just usually way too intimidated to make moves.
But there were so many of them that...
It was so many. It was crazy.
There were so many of them you couldn't be intimidated anymore because they were just people at that point.
And you think that not ruined, but changed the way you find white women from now on?
Yes. 100%. And it's crazy. Me and AJ went back the next day like the next weekend, damn near. Every single time we turn on the TV now, or we see a commercial, and we see actresses and stuff like that, that we know, like, half a year ago, we used to think were, like, super bad, super fine, all this stuff. We looking at them like, damn, she kind of regular. But then we go see, like, a beautiful Latina girl working at, like, the grocery store at the H-E-B or something, and I'm like, damn, I'm ready to marry you. Like, I'm ready to fall in love.
See, that's interesting, but because do you feel like because you've been in Indiana for the past like 4 or 5 years, you see on TV, most people who see on TV are like decently looking white women, you see them all the time. You feel like it's because you're so used to seeing white women all the time that when you see fine light-skinned women now all of a sudden that it's so refreshing to you that like that might be why there's such a disparity to you? Or do you really feel like these light-skinned women or Latino or whatever brown women are that much better? I don't want to say better quality because I'm talking about people, but have that much better stock to you than white women just objectively?
I thought that at first, like I thought that it was a matter of exposure. Like I'd been around white women for so long that finally when I got around like some fine like Hispanic and Middle Eastern and Indian and African girls, that it would just be like there's something new, so I'm attracted to that. But I actually started thinking about that from a deeper level, and I realized if all of the options were given in front of me the whole time, I would have always leaned this direction. They were just always withheld from me.
But would you never dip your pen in the white ink? Because the conversation isn't over for white women in 2018.
No. And that's why I'm saying it might be over for summer 2018.
Oh yeah, I'll never discriminate.
Never that. I'll never discriminate. Listen. First of all,
it'll never be like that.
First of all, I want to say something about white women, because if it wasn't for white women, we would have never gotten colored women to get to the level of freak that they've been able to get to, because white women have been able to hold down doing whatever for so long that everybody else had to catch up. They were the first girls giving head. They were the first girls throwing ass, like willingly. I don't know what the reasons are. I'm not here to read into your life, but I am here to appreciate the sacrifices you made on behalf of everybody. So let's give a round of applause for white women.
I'm telling you, white women are the most fearless people in the world.
Facts.
Oh, by far most fearless. But there was a point in time where first of all, niggas weren't really fucking with white women like that. They were always just there, but niggas weren't really like fucking with them at all. And we're trying to like navigate the waters of everybody else that we were around. And I don't want to say stinginess, but how do I word this? There was a point in time where nobody were giving head at all was looked at as the most disgusting ever. And nobody was like, no, I don't do that at all. And then niggas found out that white women that I don't do that doesn't exist in white women's vocabularies. So we're like, oh, there's options over there. And then there was a big shift where like we started fucking with girls who are actually gonna like, you know, do what they want. We start fucking with the girls who actually want to make us kind of feel good, rather than worrying about. We're the ones who worry about like, all right, what's the nigga gonna do for me? Which for a while has been white women's philosophy. It's like, hey, they're just happy to be there, so they don't feel like they're in a position to really be telling niggas like, I don't do this, I don't do that. It's just they're just happy.
And it's not even about them being able to actually have the urge to do what we want. It's the fact that they're willing to explore. Yeah. The fact that they're willing to be so sexually innovative that they want to try it out to see if they can learn something from that experience, which is so crazy and like so forward thinking of them. And my theory behind why they were able to be way ahead of the curve on being able to explore their sexuality early is because white men in the mid 2000s were known for not being able to give it up, like for ignoring their girls and all this stuff. So because of that, women had this void of sexuality that weren't being filled by their white male counterparts. Thus, us, being the colored folk that we are, were able to jump in and fulfill their needs. There was like a mutual there was like a mutual connection between white women and us colored men. And from that, everybody got like raised. Like everybody's bar for sexuality got raised, because once they saw that like collaboration happen between white women and colored men, we realized anything could be possible. Like nobody's partner is safe. And once we all realized nobody's partner is safe, everybody was like, I gotta at least explore this a little bit if I want to keep what I got.
Have to. I think white women's part in moving the sexual culture isn't spoken enough.
Definitely.
Because they played a huge part of it.
Definitely. And they need their props, and I'm glad we using this as a platform to give it to them. Hey, man, and with that being said, I think we good here, man. We might have to wrap it up.
Yeah, it was. It's great.
I'm with that. It's good to be back.
There was a lot to talk about.
It's been a while.
Hey, and be ready for a bunch, and I mean a bunch of new content coming out. At first, we were going to save the NBA playoff teams for during the playoffs, but then me, AJ, and Sterling talked it down and realized that the offseason is going to be a lot more important to talk about these playoff-bound teams. So we're going to start cranking them out now. So we got a new NBA clinic coming. We got new Stay Tuned coming now that Nate's out of Rose. We're going to be doing this way more often. We got a new episode of Johnny and Kenton dropping either by the end of this week or the beginning of next week. And then Nate is about to spin off a couple of new podcasts soon. So if you guys, a few new podcasts coming. So if you guys have been waiting for content for us,
few new podcasts
this summer, we coming at you, man. Summer 18 is about to be a hot one. You already know what it is. Please, please, please like and subscribe. Do what you got to do, because I promise you, at least for the summertime, you're not going to regret it.
Easy money.